The entire Marvel Cinematic Universe started in May of 2008 with the release of Iron Man 1. And it really is an unprecedented journey.
It's been interesting watching Tony Stark evolve. There's an emotional resonance. His relationship with the other Avengers, his relationship with Pepper Potts, his relationship, most importantly, with himself. And how that's developed from film to film has been quite extraordinary.
To see Tony get to a point where he is introspective, where he is thinking about the things that they have saved over the years, has been amazing. He is the heart of the universe.
It's just been this magical thing that occurred, this kind of really risky idea of bringing this whole world to life. And I think with Thor, you had Hemsworth in front, and there was this very kind of little sci-fi version of a Marvel picture.
In each film, he has grown a great affection for Earth and humans. And the first time we saw him when he was arrogant, there can be this great kind of strength and knowledge and power with him, but there's also a sort of naive kind of kid there at the center of it. It's nice to have that contrast and that mix. His biggest concern is the well-being of this world, and he very much is sort of looking out further into the universe to make sure that threat doesn't consume this world as well.
I think the most challenging one of all of them was Cap. This kind of guy out of time, and is it too retro? Are people going to get it? And with Evans and Johnston the first time around, it was like, yes, we get it, and you get it, and you like it.
Initially, I'm just trying to build a foundation of who this guy is, but you feel like you know the character now.
The first Captain America film is subtitled The First Avenger, because that's really what Cap is. Born out of the technology of the 1940s, frozen in ice, coming back into the present day. He then goes into the Avengers, and you realize, in a lot of ways, he's the moral backbone of the Avengers.
How do we do this?
As a team.
When you have Thor, Cap, the Hulk, Iron Man finally come together in Avengers, that was something new that people had never seen before.
There was an idea to bring together a group of remarkable people, see if they could work together when we needed them to fight the battles that we never could.
For us, that's what an Avengers movie is all about. How are they going to react? Do they like each other? Do they hate each other? Do they get along? Do they become instant best friends? That is the heart and soul of an Avengers film.
As the universe grows, it's really nice to grow with the characters I have. She has a greater calling.
Each movie, I'm excited by the idea of reinventing Hulk. Struggle and challenge just brings out the best of us.
The first Avengers was about them meeting each other for the first time. In Age of Ultron, they're getting to know each other for the first time.
There's a real sense of unity between the Avengers at this point, so there's something to attack. My favorite part about Avengers Age of Ultron is a feeling of ending of an era and the beginning of another, leading to Captain America Civil War.
Civil War was primarily a conflict between Steve Rogers and Tony Stark.
Cap went from being this guy who was built by the government, and his allegiance was to the government, and it was a blind, allegiance. And Tony was kind of always flipping the bird to the government, doing what he wanted to do, and it was kind of this rogue entrepreneur. And over the course of these movies now, it's just kind of evolved, and the tables have turned a bit.
Civil War was an incredibly impactful event that had major ramifications in the Avengers and in the Marvel Universe.
It's fun to take the characters that exist to new places, and then it's equally excited to bring in the new players. And that's why things like Doctor Strange, things like Guardians of the Galaxy allows you to keep expanding the tone as you go.
I think all of that just builds like the sort of mystique and mystery that's part of every movie that they do.
There is just quite a great emotional journey within the films.
What we've seen happen within the Marvel Universe is this ever-expanding coterie of superheroes. And I think now we're at the stage where this universe, even within our world, has got quite crowded, and it's just about to explode into other dimensions.
I was shown my legacy at the end of the path I started us on.
Everyone has their favorite Marvel movie, and everyone has their favorite Marvel world. And just to see all of them coming together, it's a daring act.
Who the hell are you guys?
Every story that Marvel has told since Iron Man 1 finds a narrative thread in these next two Avengers movies. It is a culmination of all of that storytelling.
With Infinity War, we're paying off every little thread and every little tease that we've had in what will be 18 films prior to Infinity War. There's never been anything like this. Being able to film after film tease at a larger story, really building these stories up into a giant conclusion. while at the same time introducing an entirely new direction for the future.
Hey everybody, it's Charlie. Marvel just dropped that giant promo for Infinity War for their 10th anniversary. Kevin Feige teased some really important stuff, especially for the stuff that's coming during Phase 4. So let's break it down. And if you didn't know, there is a new round of that Infinity Gauntlet replica giveaway going on right now. All you have to do to enter is just be a subscriber, leave a comment on the video. I'll try to keep this down just because the video is already pretty long. But the really big things Kevin Feige talks about, paying off every little thread, every tease. That means bringing Red Skull back, the Celestials, the creation of the universe, the origins of the Elders of the universe, all these really big picture things that you didn't get a lot of during the Guardians films. Obviously, most of us are focused on the Infinity Gems, like Where's the Soul Gem? I just did a whole video about that. But there's a lot of other hanging plot threads, like Red Skull being ported to the other end of the universe by the Space Gem, without any idea of where he's been this whole time since that first Captain America film. The very literal giant teaser for Eson the Searcher and the other Celestials trying to wield the Infinity Stones back during the first Guardians film. We've got a taste for the origin of one of the Celestials because Ego the Living Planet is a Celestial in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. There were some references that the Grand Master made during Thor Ragnarok, like he said that Sakaar existed in this special gravity well so that time moved at a different rate, so that on any other planet he would be ancient. Just a wink to the fact that he's one of the Elders of the universe, incredibly powerful, and one of the oldest living beings still alive, next to people like the Collector and other Celestials like Ego the Living Planet. The creation of the universe also gets into the origin of the Infinity Gems. Now, I'm expecting them to change the comics a little bit just to simplify for people that have not read the Infinity Saga, but the actual origins of the gems as they're described by the Collector during Guardians of the Galaxy, fragments from a previous reality that survived the dawn of creation, it sounds a little bit like the way Galactus was created in the comics. Now, I believe that Marvel Comics is in the middle of something that it calls its 8th firmament, the 8th time for a new cosmos to be born. So anytime the universe dies its heat death, it contracts, expands, and another universe is born in this big violent explosion. So that's happened 8 times in Marvel Comics. Obviously, the movies simplify things, but the Infinity Stones are the remnants of that previous reality before the Marvel Universe as we know it now was born and everything evolved the way life evolves in the universe. So billions of years later, we arrive at today, but the Infinity Stones are what's left over from that previous version of the universe. So you have to imagine that all of cosmic power has been siphoned into these small objects, so they very literally contain the power of an entire universe, which is why Thanos is able to wield them to change our universe as he sees fit. The really cool Easter egg about that, like I said, is that Galactus was created that way in the comics. He and his ship were alive and witnessed the death of all reality, but he said that he just mysteriously woke up and he was still alive, evolved into his current form when the new universe was born, and only knew hunger. He became the Hunger, a servant of the universe just meant to go around and garden, eat dead things so that new things could grow in their place. When Feige talks about the entirely new direction for the future, he's talking about less solo sequels like we saw during Phase 1, Phase 2, more team-ups like Thor Ragnarok and Spider-Man Homecoming, more multiverse, thank you very much, Doctor Strange, and more crossovers with the cosmic stories. So as of right now, the Guardians don't know any of the Earth-based Avengers. That will change during the next 2 Marvel films, and there'll be a real connection between those characters and reasons for the Earth-based characters to go into outer space for future conflicts. But let me know in the comments, what is the biggest plot thread that you're most excited to see them pay off? Like, are you just waiting for Red Skull to come back and find out where he's been this whole time? Do you just care about the Soul Gem? So what'll happen next is they dropped a whole bunch more cool Thor behind-the-scenes stuff. There was actually a scene in Thor Ragnarok where Yondu just walked through the frame in Asgard because he happened to be on the lot that day. So we'll do a video for that next, and I'll just name the giveaway winner when I post that. But click here for my Soul Gem video, and click here for my Black Panther Easter eggs. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.